everyone, this is Nikki Rowland and today I have a layout to share for GoGo Shopaway / GoGo Getaway. It's for the challenge that we had at the recent GoGo Getaway retreat, and the challenge was 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And it was for the so it was for the Getaway challenge, and it was the challenge set by the shop. So we always have a on-site shop by GoGo Shopaway, and GoGo Shopaway set a challenge, and there's a prize, of course. So this is the layout example that was made to the challenge criteria. So the challenge was 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and it was 5 word strips, 4 pattern papers, 3 wooden items, 2 photos, and 1 star. So far I have 2 pattern papers. I have what's mounting my photos, and I have my big patterns in the background. That's all 1 paper. This collection is Shimelle Main Character Energy by American Crafts, and it's a really bright, happy, fun collection with lots of colours, great fun to use, lots of fun icons, I've got 2 photos of my little boys at a foam party. It was a bit bonkers, so they're bright, happy, crazy photos, so they needed a bright, happy, crazy layout to go with them. So I've pulled out a Bramble Fox perspective for my title, and I've gone for Enjoy Life. It's one of the ones that I think was released in the summertime this year. I've also pulled 2 tags from behind my photo. They are from another pattern paper, so that's my 3rd pattern paper in place. And at the moment, for a while, I didn't know how to get in another piece of pattern paper because the layout is pretty busy. So we'll see how I combat that problem later on. So just now trying to, I've got the basis of the layout. You can see that I cut apart that crazy sheet of paper. I cut it into the sections on the paper, and then I trimmed around each one to make them smaller, and then I arranged them in a kind of starburst fashion, all pointing to the middle of the photos. So that's how I did the background. Here I'm coming in with my extra piece of pattern paper. So I decided that I wanted a border on this layout, which I'm not sure works, to be honest. It's such a busy layout. I do love a border, and I always feel that my layout is incomplete if it doesn't have one. So that's why I went and did it. But my layout itself is already so busy, and also the segments reach the edges of the paper in places as well. So it was a little difficult because now I need to trim it down, you see, to make it fit. So I'm just removing some of them and pushing them in a bit further, repositioning them slightly before I trim down the layout, which is what I'm doing right now. I had to be careful with the top segment because that one really was going to get sliced off on my guillotine. So I just lifted it up and out of the way. So there we go. So there we are. That's now got a border. So that is my 4 pieces of pattern paper done. I've got my 5 word strips in already. They are from the stickers. I have distressed the edges of all of those and raised them on foam pads. I've got my 3 wooden items in. They are from Bramble Fox, actually. I'm not sure where they came from. I believe they may have come from an advent calendar, although they're not overly Christmassy. And I've got my 1 star, which is on the wooden items. So that was 2 birds with 1 stone. And then I've got my 2 photos already. That is my challenge complete. I've managed to achieve all the criteria. It was just that extra piece of pattern paper that I wasn't quite sure how to use. So I've got the 1 for the background, the 1 for the border, the 1 that mounts my photos, and the 1 that I've cut tags from. So yeah, that's my 4 pieces of pattern paper. Right, so I'm just now embellishing. I'm adding in some hearts. I've got some Bramble Fox hearts, but I've also got some hearts from the sticker sheets and also from the little enamel dots. I think they're hearts. Just dotting those around the layout really. I've added an arrow as well, pointing to my title. I've got a little cluster bottom left of my photos. So I've got a rainbow, a camera, and some flowers. I'm trying to add the little bits to the layout, colour on colour. So those 3 Bramble Fox hearts I've just popped on are in that blue. It's kind of like a cornflower blue colour shade that isn't it doesn't always appear in scrapbooking layouts. So I struggled to use those Bramble Fox hearts. So I was delighted that those went so perfectly well. So I'm just adding those in now, sticking those down with a little bit of glossy accents. Yeah, it's all coming together quite nicely. It is a crazy layout. I look at it now and wish that I'd made all the segments a bit smaller, so they weren't quite so far to the edge, and they were more circular in shape. So I wish I had done that, but otherwise it does exactly what I wanted it to do, which was to be bright and crazy and happy, and to fulfill the challenge criteria too, of course. So I'm just writing my journaling onto one of the segments. It's very helpful because the segments have lines on, so they are perfect for writing on. So just using a black journaling pen there to write my journaling onto that purple segment there. And that is me pretty much done. I want to add a few splatters of white paint. So I'm just getting my paint shaker out there and putting some onto my mat, and then picking up my paintbrush and splattering all over those sections where the embellishments mostly are. Now the embellishments are pretty spread out, but I've just added the paint in 3 areas. So there we go, all done. So I hope you enjoyed seeing how that layout came together. And if you were at the retreat, I hope you enjoyed playing along with the 5, 4, 3, 2, 1 challenge. So yes, thank you very, very much for joining me today. That was Nikki Rowland for GoGo Getaway / GoGo Shopaway.